Low 4. Yep, there it is.
Oh, that shimmy right there. This is it. XSK Samurai Winter Fox ties it up.
Why are you so godlike?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Born Free here. We are of course at NCR due to the crowdfunding and our Street Fighter, so thank you very much guys. We are with XSK Samurai. How are you, my friend?
I'm very good.
Now, can you just tell me what does XSK stand for?
So I used to play Dota competitively for about 6 years back in high school.
Okay.
And we made a clan, and it was called Zero Skill with an X.
Zero Skill.
Zero Skill.
Zero. Okay.
So I kept it just to have that little thing at the front of my name, so that when I do play Street Fighter, Dota players can recognize me just for fun. That's it. Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like the self-deprecation. I like that. My name is Born Free, and because it has the free in the name, it's I love it. That's the whole point. It's like I'm free, and so no one can ever, they can come at you and be like, "Hey, you're free," and you'd be like, "Yeah, you got the joke."
Wait, can I be Samurai Free?
Yeah, you can be Samurai Free if you want, but I don't think you're very free at the moment. So I wanted to ask you actually about that. It feels like you're a player, something that I feel is getting stronger and stronger and stronger all the time. Is that how's that happen for you? Like, is that taking the game more seriously, or is it like training or like mindset? Or
So I did qualify for Capcom Cup last year, and it was not in my agenda at all. Like I just didn't think of qualifying, and F-Champ really pushed me to do that, and I started to realize, wow, I can really do this. And when I became a professional gamer, I really thought, okay, now I really have to be serious about it. Okay. And not even like serious, like, oh, games all day long and play all day long. Be more conscious about how you practice, your health, and how you think about the game. So.
Okay. So we'll get on to that. We'll talk about training schedule and all that sort of stuff. I also wanted to congratulate you for becoming like a master rank Akuma. So you had a strong Ryu, right? And now you moved on to Akuma. Who do you prefer playing? Do you prefer Ryu from season 1 or Akuma from season 2?
I started with Ryu in Street Fighter 4, so I have to pick season 1 Ryu. But right now, the way Akuma plays, it's similar to how I played in Street Fighter 4, low forward fireball. Anti-air is just very grounded, very fundamental play, and I'm a huge fan of that. And I love, beating players that way. That's just my and for that to exist in Street Fighter 5, it's hard. You don't see that a lot, right? You don't see low forward fireball.
No,
you don't see fireball as much.
No.
So for me to be able to express myself that way, I like Akuma because of that.
Well, I'm happy you're playing Akuma.
Yeah.
I think he's a fun character and an interesting character to actually watch. What do you think Ryu's? I mean, he's pretty broken right now, in the wrong way. But what do you think? What do you think? LPN's over there looking at us in a very strange way. LPN, who's made top 8, of course. He's looking very happy. What do you think Ryu needs, like, just to make him mid-tier? What do you think he needs back?
Right now, if you take a throw, if you get frame trapped by Ryu, it doesn't mean much. So he needs his throw loop. He definitely needs a throw loop. And the reason why is because when Ryu gets in, he deals damage. Yeah. That's his thing. That's his character. Yeah. The game is designed around Ryu, and everybody has a way to beat Ryu, right? But now Ryu doesn't have a chance to beat other characters.
Do you think this game is designed around Ryu?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say this game particularly, because other games they start with Ryu and and Chun-Li,
normally, right?
And they base characters off of how to fight Ryu and stuff like that. And that's what I think. Yeah. And I see it, and that's what the joy and love of playing Ryu is, because he's literally the Mega Man of the game. Like you gotta beat the final boss. Every character has a different way of beating it, so it's really cool. But now I can't do that because Ryu's just so bad.
So you think like to make him, let's just say mid-tier, not even like top tier, to make him mid-tier, he would need like advantage after throw or something like that.
At least a throw loop, maybe a little bit better reversal. Just like if you think about it, like if I were to put it in this perspective, if you took Ryu in season 1 and put him in this game, he still wouldn't be top 5.
Okay, that is actually really interesting.
If you think about
it. Yeah.
If the DPs were still there, like they were nerfed, and I guess the reversals, he still wouldn't be top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have his throw loop, but then everybody would still be able to compete against him.
Yeah.
And there are still stronger characters in Ryu.
Yeah.
Because of his playstyle. He has to throw fireballs, he has to get in, he has to play footsies.
Yeah.
So
indeed. All right, so playing Akuma, right? When you first picked up Akuma, did you feel like this is going to be my character now immediately, or like when season 2 came in, did you play with a couple of different characters?
Season 2 came out, and I definitely hopped onto Akuma, and I played him, and it put a smile on my face because his combos were sick, and everything was like, okay, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Ryu doesn't do this.
Yeah.
And so I played him, and then I realized, wow, I'm really struggling. This is really scary. Like I don't know if I can do this with the Akuma.
Yeah.
And I went back and forth with the Ryu and Akuma, and I thought of doing 50-50. I found around, and I did really bad. And then finally I thought, okay, I have to commit. And I have to commit now.
Yeah.
And I chose Akuma.
Okay.
He's just the better character.
And you've just been getting stronger and stronger with Akuma. Like, you feel like he's a very viable character now? You still feel like it's a risk?
His play style in terms of like his help and what he has to do is my style. You have to play perfect. It's kind of like
play perfect.
You have to play perfect. It's kind of like in Marvel when you play Magneto. Of course, Magneto has that movement, right? But Akuma still has that low, the solid ground game. And for him to have that, you still have to play perfect, which is it's a joy to do that. It's very fun.
Right.
Yeah, so.
It's very rewarding.
It's very rewarding.
Very rewarding, right?
Yeah.
But we've got to be careful about making those mistakes. Do you have I mean, I guess you said you there's Akuma, there's Ryu. Do you have any secondary character? Do you have a secondary character right now, or one that you're working on?
I would say no, because right now Akuma is so special right now. Yeah. I have to put so much time and effort into him to polish everything. Everything has to be on point. Everything has to be perfect. Okay. So
do you feel like shotos is like your thing? Why do you gravitate towards shotos?
The mastery of the fireball game. I know, like John Choi says, like he's been throwing fireballs for forever. Yeah. He's a dinosaur. Yeah. Don't put that in there. But no, like he's been throwing fireballs forever, and I see it. Like you can't master it. It's impossible, and that's the beauty. That's the beauty of Street Fighter. You can't master it. Yeah. You just you can get to the 99%, right? 99.9%, but you can't get that 1%. That last. So
you like that challenge? Basically.
Yeah, it's very and there's gonna be days where you throw a bad fireball and you die. Yeah. But there are gonna be days where they can't even touch you, which is like amazing,
Yeah, I totally get it. So let's talk about the game itself. Moving from season 1 to season 2, it changed it like quite dramatically. Do you feel like you understand? Do you feel like you understand where they're going with it? And if you do, what are they trying to do? And do you like it?
At first, I didn't like it because shotos were nerfed. Yeah. DPs were nerfed and everything. I thought this is really dumb, but I thought I have to adapt. I have to get better, and I started to see they wanted to make the game more exciting to watch. That's what I believe, because season 1, if you think about it, Ryu, Chun, Nakali, they'd wait, get a hit, wait. Yeah. You can't get touched because if you get touched, you get throw loop, you just die. Yeah. And so it was very I would say it was very stale. I fell asleep watching Tokido versus Titania at CO. I fell asleep. I was just like, this is. But so like I really thought about it. I was like, yeah, they're making the game more exciting to watch, because you see like the scrambles, which are a little bit more than I wanted, but you see the game evolve in a more aggressive way, in a flat, quote unquote flashy way. So it's more fun to watch. So. Okay, so
that's the direction they're going in, and you kind of like that direction.
I do.
Okay, cool. You've seen the 2.1 patch notes. Is there anything that stood out for you in the patch notes where you feel like? Is there anything that stood out where you go like, this is going to change the game quite significantly?
Definitely the throw loop. Oh no, I'm sorry, not the throw loop. The jump OS.
The jump OS, yeah.
So right now everybody can jump OS, but I'm just waiting to think. You can't do that in season 2.1. Yeah. And so you have to think of different options. So I'm excited to see. There's a Japanese player named Hameko. He's been designing different ways to get out of pressure without jump OS. And it's for that to exist, and players to actually think outside the box, even something getting nerfed like that, it's exciting. It's exciting to see tech out of something that it doesn't exist. So
right,
it's pretty cool.
Which characters do you think walk out of the patch 2.1 stronger?
It's hard to say, because I think what Capcom was doing is trying to play it safe and add like a few, like a few new things, maybe take away a couple of things, because they didn't want that knee-jerk reaction. That's what I think. Okay. And it's a smart move, but people think, oh my God, Zangief got these new moves. What about my character? just hold on. It's just 2.1. It's okay. There's probably gonna change the game again next year, whatever.
Are you looking forward to being stunned in one combo by Zangief when you miss an EXDP with Akuma?
No, I'm not. But
that must be a mistake.
But
that must be a mistake.
But
surely that's a mistake.
You have to think though. It's your fault for getting hit. If it exists in the game, then it's your fault for getting hit. Ultimately.
Listen, fine. That's your. It's good that you have that mindset.
Yeah.
I think it's great that you have that mindset. I think it's kind of weird that you would use like a whole bar and get punished that hard. I think it's a mistake, but like whatever. I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. When I get hit by it, then I'll come talk to you.
Yeah, exactly. You'll come crying to me.
Mike, you told me it was gonna be bad.
All right, so let's talk about what are your hopes for you're seeing the direction. What are your hopes for Street Fighter V as it develops into the future?
For me to play Akuma, like I said, it's very rewarding. It's very fun to play footsies and fundamentals, and I hope that continues to grow. In season
Do you
1,
feel like you're playing footsies? Because a lot of people are like, "There's no footsies in this game," but then Punk is like been proving to people that he plays footsies.
Yeah. The characters that he plays footsies. Yeah. And he plays fundamentally well. And for me, I can do the same with Akuma. But some other characters, they can't do that as much. And to lead on to the question of like what do you want to see to improve is the hitboxes and hurtboxes and the recovery of certain things, the active frames of certain things, and that will make footsies more prevalent because you'll be able to whiff punish. You'll be able to see things and do things about it. Right now, like it's so hard to punish 30 stand heavy kick. You can't whiff punish it.
Right.
It's just a big boot in your face, and there's nothing to hit his leg.
He's a good character.
He's a good character. Yeah. Nobody's talking about Birdie, but
no one's talking about Birdie.
And nobody's talking about Birdie. So.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. So you want to see more footsies and with punishing, that sort of thing.
Just Street Fighter, typical Street Fighter things, fundamentals, fireballs, just all that stuff. So
makes sense to me. Do you ever think about like system-wide mechanics, like they changed the grey health, they changed it's not so they changed like invisible DPs, there are things that have changed, and we have V reversals. Do you ever think like about like the game itself and think it could do with a mechanic that does this or
so in season 1 I thought, man, we use V skill, V trigger it's so right. He ended up being top tier. Regardless of his utility of his V skill and V trigger, but I thought, man, it'd be so cool to have him turn into Evil Ryu. So
that would have been sick.
V skills, V triggers. You could choose from. That would be so sick. I would automatically pick Ryu just to mess with that. So
the only thing is, right, in general story mode, so basically
he turns into Evil Ryu, right?
Initially.
He kind of
no, I'm going to tell you, right? So basically in general story mode, what happens is he masters the art of nothingness, and Gil helps him do that. There's a butterfly that appears, and Nikali attacks him, and he does this thing where he sidesteps, and there's this music. It's actually the best part of the story mode.
I saw that part, and I didn't know what was going on.
Okay, what's actually happening is he is let go of the Satsunu Hado, and he's mastered the art of nothingness, which is what Goken can do. So he then learns how to do the Denjin Hadoken, which he can do in Street Fighter 3. This is total nerd stuff, but the point is, really and truly, if they stick to that lore, there will not be an Evil Ryu. There will not be any Ryu.
There can be like a Denjin Ryu. He's just like lightning, like Raiden or something. I don't know.
There is a Denjin Ryu. That's what he does.
I know.
That's what he does. But like, I mean, I think there's plenty of other characters who can have a dark side to them.
What if there's a good Akuma? No,
a good Akuma.
That wouldn't fit well.
I would actually love to see. I mean, everyone's been saying this for a while, but if Sakura makes it into the game, I would love to see a dark Sakura, because she's the one who's sort of learning from Ryu and is about to go down the same path, probably. Yeah. But I think they call it dark Sakura. But anyway,
too much lore.
Yeah, fun question for you. Okay. Which characters offer you the biggest challenge as Akuma?
To Akuma? Like against Akuma?
Yeah. What are your hardest matchups?
It's hard to say because I'm still learning Akuma. I've only been playing for about 3 months.
Oh my god, you're gonna be a god because right now you're pretty damn good with him.
So it's hard to say. And I played some very good players here. A lot of talent here.
Yeah.
And I'm still learning, so it's hard to say.
So this is a fun question. Favorite players. So do you have a favorite player at the moment to watch?
I do. In season 1, it was obviously Daigo and Tokido. But since he long gave Ryu up, sadly, yeah, big sigh of relief. Or well, not relief, big sigh of just sighs.
Sadness.
Profound sadness.
Profound sadness, yeah.
Tokido plays Akuma, and I thought, okay, let's watch Tokido play Akuma. And I'm a huge fan of Tokido. The way he thinks about the game is just so beautiful.
It's crazy, right?
And the way he breaks things down, like it's just beautiful, beautiful.
He has these amazing. He was doing it in season 1 too with Ryu, where like Ryu seems like a very simple character, but he would have like these moments, particularly against infiltration, where he had been thinking completely out of the box.
Right.
And you'd just be like, "What the hell was that?"
Yeah. So those kind of cerebral players are like I'm a big fan of.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure there's more on my list, but Tokido's definitely my favorite right now.
I think Tokido's a good one to have.
Yeah.
So what is your? So we talked a little yesterday, I feel like, and we said we'd talk about this. So training, right? What is your training schedule like? What does it include? What percentage of time do you spend doing various things? And what do you do?
So I live in Central California, in Fresno, and the competition there isn't as high as other areas.
Yeah.
Because my friends, they have jobs, they have lives, and they do other things besides play video games. And for me to be professional, I had to keep up with everybody else, some way, somehow. So I looked towards online.
Tell me that again.
I look towards online.
You look towards online.
I used online as a tool to get better.
Yeah.
And it was a good tool. I thought it was a little bit scared to play online and then go to a tournament and get destroyed.
Yeah.
Because Final Round was one of those tournaments. I lost. I lost in pools. And I thought, is online helping me? But then I started to realize it's not about what happens online. Yeah. It's about being consistent. There's gonna be, when we hop online, we know it's gonna be laggy, in America at least. There's gonna be things that's gonna happen.
Can you please tell me how to win a match when it's really laggy?
When it's really laggy, you pretend like you're gonna stand there, then you start sweeping.
Right.
Don't do that, guys.
Okay.
That's bad manners.
But I seriously have no idea how somebody gets to master rank, like when you've got to go through a bunch of laggy matches too.
I set my connection to 5. And I always get good connections. Once in a while, once out of 100, I get like a bad matchup or a bad connection. But for the most part, I get good connections. And those players they're not like, it's not Gaming Bee, it's not Daigo, but you still can learn from those players because they do things that can kill you. Yeah. The game, anybody can beat you. Yeah. In a sense, with the way the game is designed, anybody can beat you, right? Yeah. And so for you to play those players online, they'll do anything to get your 200 LP. Yeah. They'll do anything. So
including leaving after the first match. Yeah. Right.
And when you beat them, you get 5. So it's like it's like, oh man. But
that sucks.
For that to exist, you still have to take advantage of it. And but like I was telling you before that I decided to take it really seriously because that's my only option to play. And so I looked towards V-League Pro. It's a little app or online website that tracks CFN data. It tracks all your matches, and I thought this is really cool. And I thought, let me look at Daigo's, let me look at Tokido's, and I saw their matches played in a month. They played like thousands. Not thousands, but like they played hundreds. Like they played like about 1,500 games a month, 1,400. Wow. And I looked at mine. I had like 200. Win losses. Okay. Yeah,
so they were really grinding online.
Right, and I would look to see their win ratio, 83%. 81%. Really good, right? Yeah. I looked at mine, 77%. That's no good.
Really?
Right?
That seems pretty close to me. 80%, 77%.
For me, no. Okay. If you look at the top dogs, and you compare yourself to them, not like overshadowing or whatever, or like I have to look at Daigo to improve. It's more of like what are they doing to get that win ratio? Yeah. So I looked at their stats, their matches, right?
What kind of stats are in there?
It shows like their the characters that they played against, win and loss, and the streaks that they had, the times that they played, everything. Yeah. And so I broke it down and I said, well, who are they losing to? Yeah. And it's more of like a relating factor. So instead of saying, oh, I lost 200 points, to this guy, what the heck? I look at their matches. They lose to like gold players too. They lose to platinum players too. So it's like you get that if these gods, these Japanese players, you get to and you start to understand. Oh, online is still viable. Just keep going because they're doing the same thing. They're playing them, the online matches, and they're losing too as well. So it's okay.
So the statistics have given you like that sort of like confidence.
Yes.
Is there anything else that the statistics are telling you? V-League Pro, you said it was?
V-League Pro.
And is there anything else in those statistics? You had said that like you study your own statistics.
Yes.
you had said to me, and I want you to elaborate on this, but you had said to me you had figured out like things like your best time of day and things that. Can you expand on that?
So when you go to different majors, the time is different. Obviously, PST, East Coast, whatever, international time, it's different. So when you're playing, you have to be very mindful of when you play, because that's when you want to play at peak performance. So I thought, if I'm going to East Coast, I'm gonna try to play at this time and see if I can really, go on a huge win streak and play very sharp. No games, not even a single game lost. Stuff like that.
So like before you go into the East Coast, you like basically find like I'm going to be playing around about this time, and I'm just going to train around about this time.
Yeah.
So that I get my body into the rhythm of it, and you felt that pay off.
It's not more of like a huge like it just happens, it exists. It's just like it's slowly building up, because you can't predict everything. The way you sleep, there's so many factors, right? But at least to try to control your mental strength, I guess, and the way you play at a certain time, it could help.
It sounds like the statistics of it on this Vili Pro have actually helped you more in regards to your emotional state. Like it feels that it's given you confidence. You've looked at the pro players and gone, oh, they lose too. I just didn't. We just don't see those videos.
Yeah, you see Geiger winning all the time. It's like, man, what the heck? But then you go check the stats, and he lost to this guy like 10 times in a row. It's like, what? Why don't they post the losses, Because honestly, when a person loses, when a professional player loses, especially the person that you're watching, it's important, because you have to see their mistakes, because you could be making those mistakes too, or you could be not making those mistakes. So it's a huge thing to see. It's an eye-opener.
It also gives you confidence in knowing when you lose, hey, it's not the end of the world. These guys do it too. So you were I just wanted to say that you were on the cusp this time, right? You're 13th in this tournament?
Yes, 13th in this tournament.
Okay. See, I feel like you're getting there. I'm excited. I'm so excited.
I'm feeling it. Yeah, it's like, power up.
I feel like you're gonna keep hitting top 8.
You know what's crazy? Every time I play Ryu or something like that, like a good character, right? I end up going to the Satsu no Hado. You notice that? I played Ryu, and I was like, even Ryu is way better. And I played a Ryu again this game, and then Akuma's better. So I think I like evil characters. I'm like my chest is a giant giant hole.
Well, like the whole thing about like gaming, what's interesting is there's so much emotion involved. There's so much of this idea of relating to a character,
right?
And having passion for your character. Otherwise, I've talked to so many players about this, and when I first started talking to them about it, like how do you choose a character, like. I always thought it was going to be like, I look at the frame data, I look at the hitboxes, I look at what it feels most viable, and in the end it's like, I like the look of this character, and this character is cool. And like on the surface that sounds very like superficial, but really what it is an emotional attachment, which is making these people go, I'm invested in this character. This character is cool. This character says something about me. I'm expressing myself through this character.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what drives them to actually get better and win with the character.
You know what's crazy? The way that you're talking about characters like that, I feel the same way, because inside me, I have this jackass that wants to destroy everybody, right?
Yeah.
But my head says, yo, calm down. Just play fundamentally sound. But that guy comes out once in a while, and I do something really stupid. It could pay off. Or I could die, but it exists, and I've seen you do that.
I've actually seen you do that a few times.
Yeah, that's the Satsu no Hado.
I've seen you go for the EX DP, which always gets. Man, the EX DP just gets the risk reward on that is just.
It's pretty, but when you hit it though.
When you hit it, it's good. I don't know, man. I don't know if the risk reward is like if you're gonna get. Well, I'm gonna stop talking about Zangief's one stun combo because it's ridiculous. I feel like your characters are already in the game, but are there any other characters from previous Street Fighter games where you're like, oh, that character would be cool in this game?
I want to see Saddam. He has like little...
Sodom.
Sodom, right?
Yeah.
I like characters that have blue on them.
Okay.
And he looks kind of like a samurai.
Yeah.
And he has like weird thingies.
Yeah.
And I think he was the only alpha character that hasn't been invited into the newest generations.
Yeah,
so I want to see him.
There was a chart which showed like if we'd cottoned on early enough, like we would have been able to predict
cool
the alpha characters. But he's like the one missing. So maybe we'll see him. I don't know. Do you play any other fighting games at the moment?
No, unfortunately I don't. I used to play like Street Fighter Cross Tekken, KOF, Ultra Street Fighter 4, all that stuff.
You just played everything at one time?
Well, because in the sense where I was barely learning fighting games,
Yeah.
I had to learn different styles, different game mechanics,
Yeah.
to see, okay, I'm weak here. Let me develop this area. I can't attack here.
Oh, you made it a mission to actually go and play lots of different games in order to understand fighting games as a
Yeah,
whole.
absolutely. I used to play CVS2, Third Strike, Super Turbo.
Wow.
Back in when I was learning Street Fighter 4,
Yeah.
I was terrible. I hated the game. I thought I was, bad, but like I didn't like the game. The only reason I didn't like the game is because I was bad.
Yeah.
So I learned the older games, and I thought, okay, this is how you play Street Fighter.
All right.
Yeah.
So you have a better understanding overall
Yeah.
of Street Fighter based on the fact that you're playing all these other different games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That makes sense.
yeah.
Right, so you played a lot of fighting games in the past, but at the moment you're playing just Street Fighter. It sounds like.
Just Street Fighter 5.
Do
That's my
you
focus.
have your eye on any upcoming games? Like, there's obviously Marvel is in the future, Tekken is in the future, Ultra Street Fighter 2. I don't think that's going to be a serious game.
I don't think so.
There's this Arika brought out the Fighting Layers thing. Anything you're thinking like, I might be interested.
Definitely MVCI.
Okay.
Definitely MVCI, because I played Marvel 3, and I didn't have a chance to play Marvel 2.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get to live in the arcade eras where
Yeah.
they had like machines and people
Yeah.
put in the quarters. So
Yeah.
that's my generation of Marvel. So
Yeah.
I have to kind of continue playing the game.
Gotcha.
And I love the game too. It's fun
Yeah?
to play. Yeah. The way you think about the game at a very high level, it's very fun.
Okay. Now, other video games. Do you play any games for fun?
Other games for fun.
Yeah, just video games in general, like for fun.
I used to play Overwatch a little bit.
Oh, you
with my
did,
friends,
yeah?
yeah. But I started to take it too seriously.
Yeah, yeah.
That's just my personality.
Yeah.
I want to get better at this part.
Vespa.
Yeah.
If Vespa's out there, he'll know what you're talking about.
Okay. But yeah, like I had to stop, and that was when I actually started focusing really, really hard on Street Fighter 5.
Okay.
And it's a huge difference. You'll see. But I try not to play other games, but when I do, I'd have to say like Naughty Dog games. I'm a huge fan of Last of Us.
Oh my god,
Yeah, I'm a
dude.
huge fan of it.
Dude. Dude.
There are times where I come home after like a tournament and I just watch people play Last of Us. I'm just like that.
Oh man, when that game first, like, when they first showed the trailer for it, I was like, shit, that's my game.
Oh,
that's my game.
Last of Us 2. Oh, Last of Us 1?
Last of Us. Yeah.
Have you
No,
seen?
no, I was at EP when they dropped,
Yeah,
when they
oh
dropped
my
the
God,
trailer. I
yeah.
was actually there. I
Yeah.
was like standing outside waiting to get in. And they showed it on the big screen. And I was
Right.
like crazy. But like I don't even need a sequel. Like I enjoyed the first game so much, the atmosphere of it. Like it's one of those. It's kind of like putting on a movie.
Yeah.
Those people who. I'm one of those people who can put on a movie a million times because of where it takes me.
Yeah,
Like the
absolutely.
atmosphere of it, all that
Everything.
sort of stuff.
It's a roller coaster ride.
What I love about The Last of Us is it's not like action. It's like this beautiful environment. And I don't have to sell The Last of Us. I don't know why I'm selling The Last of Us to people. I'm just saying I love that game. So let's talk about your life, right?
Okay.
So you got like obviously Street Fighter going on, and you're sponsored, and it sounds like you practice a lot of grinding, all that sort of stuff. What else do you like to do, like outside of video games?
I'm also a substitute teacher, and I used to teach in a classroom as an aide, but I mentor and tutor kids here and there, and that's like one of my huge passions aside from professional gaming. I love gaming, don't get me wrong, and it's brought me into teaching, which is crazy, right?
Okay.
Yeah, my friend was like, "Hey, you should do this," and I said, "Okay, let's try it."
So what are you teaching?
I'm a substitute teacher, so
substitute teacher.
substitute teacher. So I do like kinder through 6th grade or kinder through 8th grade, right?
Okay.
But my thing that I like to do is kindergarten, because you're so important at that grade level. You're so important, and people think, oh, they're just learning their ABCs. No, there's so many more things going on, which is crazy. It's like I feel like it's so much work. It's equivalent to fighting games. You see that parallel, so it's pretty cool.
Okay, that's cool. That's what's interesting about fighting games is that there are things you learn in fighting games that I feel that you take into other passions in your life, which are, if you take them seriously, that really have an impact on
absolutely.
other things that you do. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And that is kind of like the end of my questions. So I did want to ask you one final question, which I always ask everybody, which is there anything that you wish I'd asked you or anything that you want to talk about?
I guess my teaching, because people don't know that I teach, and when they ask me, they're like, "Oh yeah, I teach," and it's a huge part of my life because I make it every day that I go to work is very important for me.
Okay.
So, and it's the same thing when I compete and travel and stuff like that. I take that pride, that sense of pride, and when I'm helping other players, it's the same thing. So it's pretty cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But You had so many good questions, so it's fine.
I just have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have any good questions. I just have a lot of questions.
Yeah,
and,
they're relevant,
and then
so.
we edit them down. I edit them down. Say we, like I've got a team. Like no, I edit them down.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you. You've been very gracious with your time. I'm looking forward to seeing you in top 8s this year.
Yeah, thank you.
And I hope that you qualify for Capcom Cup again. And wishing you like amazing success. Because I think you're an awesome person.
Thank you.
And also because you love The Last of Us. And also because you play Akuma.
All right.
And all I want to do all day is watch Akuma. So,
All right.
so thank you very much for this interview.
Thank you so
and
much.
we will say goodbye to these guys
Yes.
with a little wave. Goodbye, guys.